action in the AFC West tomorrow. Chargers, Raiders. A lot of Chargers love at the table. You know those Raider fans don't sleep.
The Chargers, Raiders. We just heard from the Chiefs fans on Twitter, and I'm telling you, the AFC West is wide open right now. Chargers and Raiders both getting hot.
Make it in playoffs. We'll let you know what we think as we hit the lead block. Should make the playoffs. On Monday night, the Cowboys defense held Giants running back Saquon Barkley to just 28 rushing yards. Dallas, gotta talk about them to start the show because they face another high-powered run game. On Sunday night, they host Dalvin Cook and the Vikings, and with more on this matchup. Hey, James Slater.
Thanks, Kay. Back-to-back wins over divisional opponents probably has helped the Cowboys get out of that funk that they found themselves in the last couple of weeks. The true test will come on Sunday night when the 6-3 Minnesota Vikings come into town to play them at AT&T Stadium. What will likely help the Cowboys is their familiarity with this opponent. Dak Prescott 4-0 against Kirk Consins, and head coach Jason Garrett has never lost a game when Mike Zimmer is on the opposing sideline. Now, the key in this one is going to be slowing down the league's leading rusher in Dalvin Cook. They've done a pretty good job of that when you consider what they've done against Alvin Kamara, and then on Monday night, Saquon Barkley. But they're going to need Leighton Vander Esch to have their best chance of that. Leighton Vander Esch didn't play on Monday as he continues to deal with that neck stinger, so that is something that we'll be monitoring this week. Okay, back to you.
Later, Slater, take a look at how Dak Prescott and Kirk Cousins compare in primetime games in their careers. Cousins has a higher passer rating. He has more touchdowns and more yards per game than Dak, or Cat Prescott, as we are calling him affectionately on this show. But check out the wins, guys. Just 6-13 in primetime. Dak, 14-5. Let's start with the Cowboys side of things. How do they get a win in this game? One weird thing I saw, don't be sloppy to start the game, guys. They have 8 first-half turnovers this year. That's third most in the league.
Yeah, that's crucial. You definitely got to take care of the ball. If you're the Cowboys, you have to slow play. Use Ezekiel Elliott to control the clock for as long as you can, and then you open up the game in the second half, similar to what they did up against the Giants. You don't have to come out throwing the ball. You can come out pounding the ground. And yesterday, Kyle said, don't let Ezekiel Elliott get going. He could end up leading the NFL in rushing. And if you have that type of talent back there, then you can beat up this team and keep it close. And I have more faith in Dak Prescott in the winning moments of this game than I do Kirk Cousins. Now, on the flip side, if you're the Minnesota Vikings, I say you come out and torch the sky because it's going to be hard to run against that linebacker core and that D-line who's ferocious up against the Giants. And they held Saquon Barkley in check. Let's keep that in mind. I have all the faith in the world in Dalvin Cook, but when it comes to skill for skill,
is that Emmanuel Sanders lining up at running back?
He's one of those individuals that can't get going versus the Cowboys. It's going to be tough for Cook.
We'll get to the Vikings. Let's stick with the Dallas side of things, Trace. What do they do to get a win here?
Not come out of the gates like you just described.
Throw an interception on the first play?
Oh, my gosh. You get a bye week, you come out, and you're up against the lifeless Giants, and you throw an interception and put them right in field goal contention to start the game, and it's not the first time they've done that. They looked lifeless against the Jets to start the game. They looked lifeless against the Saints to start the game. This is a team that can't get started, and what does that tell me? That something's happening the night before the game or in the morning of the game, that they're just not clicking to get going. I hate having to watch Dak Prescott take this team out of a hole and then in the second half put up a bunch of numbers, and then the next morning everyone just look at the box score and say Dak played well. No, the good teams beat you when you start off so slow. Yeah. So what do they need to do? How about taking a lead in the first quarter and not forcing us to have to go into this bag of tricks and come back from behind against teams that are inferior? Right now, the Cowboys, they're not the superior team to the Vikings. Let's see what they can do when they're actually back against the wall at home against a team that they might not be the better team than.
Starting slow doesn't work against great teams.
No, and they started fast to start the season, and we had a coronation of Kellen Moore. He was going to be the greatest coach of all time, and Dak Prescott's going to be the MVP, and they were starting great. A new power is rising. A Kraken is getting released, and it's Ezekiel Elliott taking over the whole identity. Guys, his carries are up. His yards are up. 3 straight 100-yard games. And what I love about him last week, put up 100-something yards, but his longest run was 19. That means it's 8, 12, 6, 4, 10. It's classic. And you can see them change the whole offense to Dak and Amari. It's Zeke time, and it's really scary because they can't be beaten when he runs like this. Zeke, if he gets going, they'll destroy the Vikings.
The other benefit to not starting sloppy is that takes some confidence away from Kirk Cousins. A lot of guys clearly knows the narrative around him in these big games against stiff competition in primetime, high-moment situations, which is really any game against Dallas. So you can't let him settle in or start feeling confident. How do you do that? on the Vikings side of things, how did they attack this game? Maybe it is as simple as you're saying, run the ball with Dalvin. Is it that simple?
Dalvin Cook right now is #1 in the NFL in rushing, and everyone's saying, yeah, but he's got one more game than Christian McCaffrey. And yet no one's talking about how important Dalvin Cook is in the grand scheme for this Vikings team. It's all about Cousins and his inability or what he can't do.
Take the pressure off Cousins.
Exactly right. If Dalvin goes for 160 and a touchdown in this game,
never want to be
in
on
this game. If Dalvin gets going and can do it, they're going to take the pressure off. 2 weeks ago, now they played the Redskins in prime time, and it was Dalvin Cook and Alexander Madison just running the ball down the Redskins' throats, and the Redskins, they lost by 10, never had a shot.
This
be on the outside
strategy. Give this
today
and the guys
I think it was.
a lot of pressure on Kirk Cousins, but we're looking at him and
I think they're going to
Kirk
be able to make
the numbers aren't in your favor. How about you hand the ball off and let that guy do it?
Peter, don't we sound like every Giants fan last week? Just give this kid. Just give this kid rock. We feed him. We feed him. We'll be announced. Passing. Get him out the back. In between tackles. Look at him shot at me. I'm pretty sure the Cowboys heard that every single day that Saquon is God's gift to running backs. And guess what?
leaders, a lot of them have the 49ers of the NFC, Seahawks and Vikings currently forward the wild spot.
I know that defense is getting pressure. I'm not saying Dalvin can't get going. I'm just saying this is going to be the biggest test for that young running back.
I mean, Dalvin Cook had 21 carries for 71 yards against the Chiefs. Like, teams know who to stop and what it can do to a game.
Yeah, I think the difference is the Giants quarterback isn't good, and the Vikings quarterback is excellent. Peter, you would have a good sense of this. Don't you think that Kirk Cousins is a guy who probably likes plays, Oklahoma, South Pacific, Lehman, musical big plays. He loves big plays. And the Vikings are not a cloud of dust team. The Vikings lead the entire NFL in explosive plays. Passing game, running game. They don't do the dink and dunk thing. They go big. You look at Kansas City, Dalvin Cook's longest run was 12 yards. They tried. They shut him down. Stephon Diggs, nowhere. The way this team wins is 5-5-5, 60, 70. They don't do long, prolonged drives. If they don't have the big plays, I'm talking full-on Evan Hansen, they don't win this game. They got to go big. The kid in the cast. Heartbreaking.
We talked yesterday, and you said Jerry Jones spent the money. They have the
turnkey
sitting there in this box. Do they have what it takes? You're saying, like, what is your faith level? We never really got into the nitty-gritty of how far this Cowboys team can go. They're built to beat winning teams. They're built to win the Super Bowl. How are they going to do that?
It's all the way there. They're absolutely loaded. The question is the coach and the quarterback, because the NFC playoffs are going to be monsters. There's no gimmies. There's no warm-up week in the bye week or divisional. The answer to the question is TBD, TB Dallas. They have good players. Will they win playoff games? I don't know yet.
It wouldn't kill his reputation for Kirk Cousins to win a big game. It wouldn't kill him to win in Sunday night in Dallas and shut some people up. Kirk, go do it. Shut us up.
And if you like big plays, you better have that rhythm like Hamilton.
Doesn't really lose to the Raiders. In the room where it happens. Nate's never seen it. It's the only person that can say
just don't see Dallas be limited in practice this weekend. He did this shoulder. They're going to be average again, and they already have my optimistic
to join us here
over divisional opponents certainly helps the Cowboys.
Good coffee or something.
Look at that.
Cam Newton sending a message to his fans.